other job I want to do is I took out the grill and I just want to have a look in there and make sure that bit of metal there is in good condition, because a lot of moisture can sit in there. So I've turned up the grill upside down and you can see underneath there's a good bit of surface rust. So I'm just going to treat that now. I've managed to get these two screws. These are normally chromed, so I might see about taking them out, polishing them up a little bit, or maybe I won't. I'm not too concerned about that. So I just want to clean this down and put a bit of primer and paint on that, just to stop that starting to collect moisture. Apart from that, everything looks good. Still clearance between that and the radiator. So I'm going to take this up. I'm going to run it in the parts washer, clean all that surface rust out, hit it with a bit of Scotch-Brite, and I'll have a think then of what I want to do to stop it getting any worse. Don't think I'm going to be doing any painting on this, so I may as well at least get all that dirt off it there. Dirt means moisture can hang around. Moisture hanging around means rust. Because it's so easy to take out, I will be able to keep on top of it. I want to get away from, I want to avoid painting. I want to just preserve what's there. Possible. This is very preservable. Has a little bit of patina. Older restoration, we'll call it. I don't know if it's an original part or it's an aftermarket. I'd say it's probably aftermarket. But one that was, I know the tractor got a lot of work done about 20 odd years ago, so. Yeah, this is a mix of kerosene and diesel. Kerosene doesn't tend to evaporate like petrol does, so it tends to stay in the tank, and it still has a bit of cutting in it for cleaning. That should just take dirt away, and might even take a bit of the surface rust away. Give it a quick rub in there as well while we're at it. Now, a rag and give that a wipe. I might just keep things right for us. Nice enough apart. Managed to polish out a bit of that iron oxide that was on it from a scratch or a scrape. The last thing I want is this tractor looking too shiny. But to be able to service what needs to be serviced, and to be able to try and preserve is nice work. Don't be too fussy about this. That is taking away a lot of the surface rust. So I'm not going to apply anything to the paint, as it's so easy to take this part out. Maybe do this even once a year, just to keep an eye on things. Definitely not going to be painted, so if I could just do this when it needs, especially in the winter, that should be enough. Now, yeah, surface rust actually is there. I'm looking at it the wrong direction. Oh, we'll keep an eye on it. So, I'm going to go over to the other part now. I'm actually going to paint the other bit on the grill. I do feel down here needs a bit more attention. The moisture is just going to run in under here and it's going to stay. So I'm going to do the very, very least amount of painting just to seal it. Giving it a wipe already just to get a look of what we're working with. But literally it's just in that join there where that panel overlaps, just to preserve it. Anywhere else, there's a little bit of surface rust. You can touch it up, this is not going to be seen. So it's just very much so just to, I'll give that a dart of the air going. Make sure to get all the loose bits out. And I'll get the tin of paint. Now, paint here, it's not correct colour. So a different tractor, but it'll do. Just to keep this surface rust at bay. Any little bits, I know I probably should prime it, but I'm going to just check this regularly enough, I suppose, and see if it needs to be primed or you get another sand. But it's just to get that line in there, just to get it sealed. And just a little bit above more to the front. Again, it's not going to be seen, but it's just to preserve what's here, so we don't have a hole rusted in it. This is one of those places where you will notice that after the damage is done, if you don't take off the grill and have a look in. The rest of it is in very good nick. Some other little spots of surface rust that I'm not worried about. They're not bad enough to be worrying about yet. That's definitely a place. Condensation and stuff is going to hang around. Not a thing of beauty by any means. In fact, I should probably paint the whole thing. There's a line there as well. But I prefer to keep an eye on it. Just cover up them. They're not going to be seen at all. Unless someone's down on their knees looking through the grills and it's bright enough for them to notice this fresh paint. Yeah. It's very easy to sand paint off. Anyway, I decided to go painting the whole tractor down the road. Nice, we'll put a bit around that bracket as well. And maybe that one as well. Seal it up. That's actually for the wires for the lights, I'd say. Underneath actually the wires. So just a little bit of preservation. Not going to go with any awards for workmanship. The plan is to keep this looking the way it is for as long as possible without resorting to shot blasting and painting and turning it into very kind of a restored look. Now, I do have a bit of damage here that was on the tractor So I did hit it with some metal polish, as there was, you could see there was some previous attempts there with different paint, so I managed to polish a lot of that paint away. Now I could, of course, very easily touch this up like this, especially just covering up that undercoat. Not the right colour of grey, of course. I could mix a bit of black into it to make it darker. I could easily do this as I'm doing now. It will dry and leave a little slightly darker colour. But will I like the look of it? I don't really know. It stands out. That's metal polishing behind the white, and I don't mind that. If I don't like that, I'll get out I have my polisher on the drill, and I put my metal polish on that, and that'll remove that paint. Especially there's no primer on it, so that'll polish off if I don't like it. So I'll leave that there for a little while. If I don't like the likes of these, the look of these little spots of rust, I've polished all the rust out of them, most of it anyway. If I don't like the look of them, you can always just very quickly touch them up and then run over with the polisher. And what that'll do is it'll take any of the excess paint away. It'll take any of the excess paint away. And I could also give it a rub of an oily rag over this paint before it goes off and just darken it a little. There's little touches there. You can just touch them up very, very, very slightly, even over that rust. There's no primer, and it'll just take the angry look off it. I don't know how long it'll stay now with no primer. But again, you can touch up little bits and pieces here and there. It's just to take the bad look off them. Another bit of damage there, so there's very, very little paint left in this paintbrush, so I can very quickly just touch up if I want. If I don't like this, this will all polish off. It's a little less obvious, just slightly. This is not the right colour of grey. I actually have a good selection of greys there, actually, in enamel paint for the old Airfix plain models. I'd probably be better off going around with some of them, a closer colour match. I need them little white bits just to take a small bit of grey on them, and then run over with the polisher then and try and blend them in a little bit. That'll be. And if I don't really like this colour, I'll use it as an undercoat, and I'll go through my greys. I'm fairly sure I have a nice selection over here of these type Humbrol enamel paints. So that's what I might do, and just use what I've painted on there as an undercoat. And we'll see how it dries. It's no big deal. It's just to take the angry look off things, that's all. Like to them little bits there. Again, there's very, very little paint left on this, so rub it in, and then I can polish off the excess. Hopefully anything that's low will stay in there. That'll be, well, that's what I've noticed works, the likes of them little lads there. So yeah, I might just go around and do a few of them, and tomorrow then when it's dried, give it a quick polish, see what's left, then make a decision then on maybe trying to touch up a bit better with better colour match. I'm after going over with my Humbrol paints, I'm after just finding a darker colour, and this is kind of slightly damp, slightly oily, so I'm just going to pat it a little bit to get that just, and all the rest of the little places, just get it to take the shiny look off the paint. So it's definitely after fading in a little bit there. So just a quick little repair. So the grill is back in, and you can't see any of them repairs at all from back here. Unless you only see them if you remove the grill. So at least I know now, because I never got that out before. I didn't know if I was able to get these screws out. So they did come out, so they did turn. So that's just another little thing, of a little bit of routine maintenance that I'm going to do. So I'm going to go over the rest of the little dots now with that rag and just give them a quick rub in with a bit of oily cloth, and then I can give them a touch of the polisher, so that hopefully I'll only be left with the low parts.